The boy is 9 years old. He is sleeping on marble steps that cost more than his entire building. Thomas Reeves arrives at 2 in the morning, collar up against the November cold, briefcase in one hand, dead phone in the other. He has 3 hours before the emergency board meeting. 12 floors of problems are waiting for him inside. He is not prepared for the one sitting on his front steps. The security guard moves first, one hand already reaching toward the boy's shoulder. Thomas says nothing. He watches. And then something stops him. Not a word, not a sound. The boy's fist, pressed tight against his chest in sleep, holding something so hard that his small knuckles have gone pale. Marcus Webb steps forward, Thomas's driver for 11 years, a man who has never once questioned a direct order, never once stepped out of line. Tonight he moves between the guard and the boy without a word. He simply stands there, looking at the sleeping child the way a man looks at something he lost a long time ago and has never once stopped carrying. Thomas stares at Marcus. Marcus does not look away. The boy is brought inside. The lobby wraps around his small frame. Charcoal marble floors, pale gold light overhead, a silence that costs money to maintain. Someone brings food. The boy eats slowly, carefully, like a person who has learned not to trust good things too quickly. Then he stops. He looks directly at Thomas. He says 3 words. He didn't steal. His eyes close. He is asleep before Thomas can speak. Thomas stands still for a long moment. Then he walks to the desk, opens the employee database, and enters the badge number. The record loads in 4 seconds. David Cole, Senior Accounts Manager, terminated, theft of company funds. 6 months ago. Badge status, reported missing. Thomas closes the laptop. The lobby is quiet except for the boy's breathing and the low hum of the building settling into cold. Marcus stands by the door, arms folded, watching the boy sleep with an expression Thomas has never once seen on him. Grief and recognition pressed together into the same face. Thomas picks up the badge from the table, turns it over. On the back, in small, careful handwriting, something that is not a company record, not an employee note, not anything Thomas Reeves has seen before. He reads it once. He reads it again. He does not put it down. A 9-year-old boy walked through cold and fog to sleep on the steps of the man who destroyed his family, still believing that man could save them. The badge on the table holds 6 months of silence inside it, and whatever is written on its back, Thomas Reeves is still holding it, still reading it, long after the lobby has gone completely still. By 6 in the morning, Noah has said more words than Thomas has heard in 11 years. He sits straight in the chair, jacket still on, hands folded in his lap. He does not cry, he does not ask for anything. He speaks the way someone speaks when they have rehearsed the truth so many times it no longer hurts to say. Clearly, quietly, without stopping. His father, David Cole, reported to work on a Monday morning and was walked out by security before noon. 1 complaint, 1 file, 1 signature. No hearing, no review, no chance to speak. 6 months ago, they had an apartment, a routine, a life. Tonight, David Cole is sleeping on a cot in a shelter 11 miles from his son. And tomorrow at midnight, he gets transferred to a facility upstate, permanent placement. Noah loses daily visits. Noah loses the only thing he has left. Thomas looks at James Aldrich standing in the doorway. 12 years, his most trusted man, who places a clean file on the desk without being asked. Every document confirms the same thing. Transactions, amounts. David Cole's employee number on every line, open and shut. Thomas picks up his pen. Marcus clears his throat. He speaks rarely. When he does, Thomas listens. Marcus points to 1 timestamp. 3 transactions, March 7th, 8th, 9th. Thomas pulls the access log. David Cole's system credentials were revoked on March 3rd. 4 days before, a single dollar moved. David Cole could not have logged in. Thomas sets the pen down. He pulls the original server records himself. The transactions trace back to a ghost account, created by someone holding level 5 clearance. Only 4 people in this company carry that level. Thomas is one. Aldrich is another. The fog outside is pulled back to a pale olive haze. The gray dawn settling cold and still against the glass. The silence between Thomas and Aldrich does not move. Thomas reaches for the phone. Aldrich reaches into his jacket first. He places 1 sheet of paper on the desk. Thomas's own signature at the bottom, the termination order, signed the same day the complaint was filed, without a hearing, without a review, in under 30 seconds. Aldrich's voice carries no heat, no urgency, just the quiet calm of a man who prepared for this moment long before it arrived. The negligence belongs to Thomas alone, he says. The board meets in 9 hours. He suggests they both consider carefully what is at stake before anyone makes a decision they cannot take back. The door closes behind him. Thomas does not move. The file sits open on the desk. Every timestamp, every number, every proof, right there. Completely useless. Across the lobby, Noah is awake. He has been awake since Aldrich walked in. He sits very still, watching Thomas the way a child watches a door he has been told will open. Certain, patient, afraid of being wrong. Thomas Reeves has the evidence. Every timestamp, every number, every proof that a man spent 6 months paying for something he never did, sitting right on the desk in front of him. But his own signature is at the bottom of a termination order he never read. And the man who built this trap walks into a board meeting in 9 hours to finish it. David Cole has until midnight. His son is still in that chair, and Thomas is standing in a room full of truth he cannot touch. The board meeting is in 8 hours. David Cole has until midnight, and Thomas Reeves is still sitting in his chair, staring at a sleeping boy who still believes the right man will do the right thing. The office is quiet. Outside, the fog has finally broken, warm amber from the streetlights pressing through the glass, filling the room in gold. Thomas has not turned the overhead lights on. He sits in the amber and the dark, the open file on the desk, the badge lying beside it. Noah stirs. His eyes open slowly. He looks at Thomas the way children look at adults when they are measuring whether they are safe, studying, deciding. Then he reaches into his jacket pocket and places the badge flat on the desk in front of Thomas. He says his father told him to keep it safe, that one day someone would believe him, that good people exist, and Noah must not stop looking until he finds one. Then Noah looks at Thomas directly and asks one question, not loud, not desperate, just 4 words from a child who has completely run out of time. Are you that person? Thomas picks up the badge. He turns it over. The handwriting on the back is small and careful, the note David Cole wrote for his son on the night he understood no one was coming to save him. Thomas reads it once. His jaw moves. He sets the badge down and does not touch it again. Marcus stands in the doorway. He has not gone home. He has not spoken since Aldrich left. He watches Thomas the way a man watches someone standing at the exact edge of a decision, not pushing, not pulling, just present, just witness. Thomas picks up his phone. He does not call legal. He calls the board chairman directly, at midnight, and speaks for 4 minutes without stopping. He presents every timestamp, every server record, every number, and then he presents the one thing Aldrich never once accounted for. Thomas Reeves standing up and saying he was wrong. At 1:14 in the morning, Thomas drives to the shelter himself. David Cole is awake. He stopped sleeping well 6 months ago. He stands when Thomas walks through the door. Thomas places the badge on the table between them. David looks at it for a long time. Then he looks up. Neither man speaks. Some things do not need words. At 8 in the morning, Aldrich walks into the board meeting expecting a promotion. He walks out facing a criminal investigation. David Cole is reinstated by noon with a full settlement. The family comes home. 3 weeks later, Noah sits in his father's lap in their living room. Warm, quiet, finally still. On the wall, in a simple frame, hangs the ID badge. Outside, the November cold has broken. The light coming through the glass is soft and gold and going nowhere. Sometimes the bravest thing a man can do is stand in the rubble he helped create and rebuild it with his own hands.